Hey guys, how are we doing? So today I'm going to be talking about some news that's been going around, and that is that the stock market is crashing. In particular, we're talking about tech companies like Meta, Nvidia, and Microsoft. And I'm going to talk about how this affects us software engineers. So, all I will say is this is a bad thing because AI companies for the last 2 years have been carrying the economy and have been carrying software engineers in terms of giving us jobs. So it is going to be terrible if AI companies just cease to exist or no one wants to invest in AI companies anymore because no one wants to invest in any other companies. So this is a terrible thing that's going to happen. It's mostly going to happen to American developers because a lot of the AI revolution is happening in America, whereas in Europe and other parts of the world, we don't have all these GPUs to use to create the latest AI models. So it is not a good thing that this is happening because a lot of engineers are going to get laid off. And when a lot of engineers get laid off, it causes a lot of issues in the market and makes it harder for junior developers to get their first job. And it also makes it so your employer makes your job harder because he knows there's people out there who want a job and are hungrier than you. So this is a very bad thing. Now, why this is happening, as you can see from the news, is because of a Chinese company that has come out with their own LLM. It is called DeepSeek. So, what this LLM does, it is like ChatGPT or any other LLM out there, but it is a bit better. From what I've seen, it's been able to pass certain benchmarks that the top models in ChatGPT are not able to pass. And they did this, they created this LLM while using significantly less money. The amount of money they used was $6 million, whereas all these other companies are using billions and billions of dollars. OpenAI so far has been given $17 billion. They're going to be given $500 billion. These companies have been spending billions upon billions of dollars. And essentially, why the market is crashing and why there's a big issue is because investors are realizing that if this company that created DeepSeek, if they can create a model for much cheaper, what they're going to end up doing is give this model to the rest of us for free, which they have done. They've made this model open source. So anyone can go grab the GitHub repository and start using it. The reason why this is a problem is because if investors do not feel like they can get a return on their investment, they're just not going to give money to AI companies because they don't think these AI companies are going to make money. And this is a very big issue for, yeah, obviously us and the AI companies because now we can't get money. And the reason why giving to everyone for free or making it a commodity is just simple. Do you actually pay for your code editor? And maybe some of you do, which is fine. But a lot of people don't pay for their code editor. Do you pay to use Google to search things? Maybe you do pay for a search engine, but a lot of people don't pay for search engines. If you commoditize something and make it free, a lot of people are just going to go for the cheaper options. So when we see OpenAI and Meta and all these other companies thinking about releasing their LLM that they're going to try to sell to you, or all these AI agents that they're thinking of selling to you, well, how much they're not going to be able to sell it to you because you're just going to use this free version, which is actually better than ChatGPT or whatever Meta has created. So it's a serious problem, and I don't know how these companies are going to be able to respond to this. I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen. Uh, the only light I see for these companies at the end of the tunnel is that we do not know if they only spent 6 million. We have no idea if they're telling us the truth when they say that. But, that's being very optimistic. We just don't know, and we have no idea what is going on. In terms of the rest of the world, for consumers, for developers getting into the industry, there is definitely a bright light at the end of all of this. And what I will say is, if we have this kind of technology that we can use to create our own products, well, guess what? Maybe we can start building our own business on top of this technology. We can grab the GitHub repo and we can start creating our own products. When we start doing that, then we'll have successful businesses and we can start hiring developers. And there's a lot of talented solo entrepreneurs out there. Hopefully, they can, myself included, I want to do something with this technology. And then hopefully that can generate revenue and can generate more jobs for everyone. So, right now it looks terrible because companies have already announced layoffs, and now we're having all this news about how our AI may not be an investment that companies are going to be able to get. This is going to cause a lot of issues. So we still don't know. The companies have already gotten their investments. So I don't know what's going to happen midway in terms of the companies who have already been given billions and they're still developing projects right now. I don't believe that they're going to cut off these companies in any way. So we don't know what's gonna happen, so we're gonna have to keep an eye out for the future. But anyways, that's been our video. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Please leave a comment. What do you think about all the things that are going on right now in the world? Do you think it's positive? Do you think it's good? Leave a like and yeah, subscribe. Have a nice day.